Hi friends, welcome back in your math channel, Maths in Nutshell by Mahesh Sen. Guys, today we are going to learn about the coordinate geometry, the chapter number 7th of the class 10th, in which we have generally basic concept of the coordinate geometry, and then we'll go for the distance formula, the section formula, and the questions answers from the NCERT solution. So very first we know that this x dash and y dash, there are two axes, and these two axes always line in some plane. So what is the name of this plane? I will start with this, where both the lines or both the axes lies. So first of all, the first thing is that xy plane. It is known as xy plane, where the lines lie. Second is the Cartesian plane. This is also known as the Cartesian plane. So, and one more name is there. So basically three names are there: xy plane, Cartesian plane, and the third one is coordinate plane, where both the axis lies. So if it comes in the exam, where does the two lines lies? So you can say the x-axis and y-axis lies in xy plane, Cartesian plane, or you can say the coordinate plane. You can take mark anywhere out of these three options will be the correct, right? One more thing, that x-axis and y-axis both intersect in this plane, and the intersecting point is known as the origin. Always they intersect at a point, and this point is known as the origin. Coordinate of the origin is always 0, 0, and it is denoted by capital O. So this x and y Cartesian plane, and we have one more thing that is called the four parts, where these lines divides this plane, and four parts are known as the quadrants. There are four quadrants, and the name of the quadrant is first, second, third, and fourth in the order. Always remember the order of this quadrant will be in the anti-clockwise. So x, y is the first quadrant, and the sign of the first quadrant is plus plus. Second quadrant is x dash and y, and sign of this quadrant or any point lies in this quadrant always having the minus and plus, minus comma plus. These are the two signs. Okay, similarly if you are talking about the third quadrant, so third quadrant is we have the x dash and y dash. X is negative, y dash is also negative, so generally we generally note it x dash, y dash, and the third quadrant is minus comma minus. And the last one is fourth quadrant, and fourth quadrant is between the x and y dash. So x is positive and y negative, so it will be plus minus. So these are the four quadrant which they are sign up any point which lies out of this four quadrant, right? After this, as I told you just now, the intersecting point whose coordinates will always be 0, 0, and it's denoted by capital O or the symbol O, the intersecting point of the x and y axis. After this, we will go for the next topic. That topic is that any point, suppose P is any point which lies in the first quadrant or any quadrant, and we generally denoted the coordinates of the point is x comma y. So what is the coordinate of point x comma y? The point whose distance from the y-axis is called the y coordinate, and the distance from the x-axis and y-axis is x coordinate. Okay, so x coordinate is the distance from the y-axis, and y coordinate is the distance from the y-axis, right? So these are the two basically concept. Any point whose quadrants are always the x coordinate and y coordinate in this order. The order is very important. We always take is x comma y, not y comma x. So remember this thing, it should be x comma y, not the y comma x sometimes, or sometimes x comma or y comma x. It will be always x comma y. One more thing that I want to explain you, that x coordinate is also known as the abscissa. Right, so x coordinate, any point is P and its coordinates as x comma y. So x is abscissa, and the second coordinate is y, that is called the y coordinate, and its new name is ordinate. So abscissa is x coordinate, the value of x coordinate, and ordinate is the value of y coordinate. Okay, and this is called the ordinate also. So these are the name of the different two names of the x and y coordinates. After this we have to find out there are more than 2 points, and suppose the distance of the 2 points in this this chapter or this video. So generally guys, what we generally call it the definition of the abscissa and ordinate. So basically what is the abscissa? Abscissa is the x coordinate, is fine, but we are talking about the definition or what is the meaning of this. So abscissa is generally we generally call it the perpendicular distance. We generally draw the perpendicular distance from the y-axis, and this perpendicular distance from the y-axis is called the abscissa. If somebody is asking you the definition, so you can write it just what is this? This is a perpendicular distance from the y-axis. Similarly, we just write the reverse of this, the ordinate. Ordinate is also perpendicular distance, but this time ordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis. Right? So both the definition is clear, the abscissa and ordinate. After this, we'll move through this video for the distance of any 2 points lies in any quadrant. So we'll take 2 points, and in this chapter we have the distance between the 2 points. Find the distance between 2 points. This kind of the activities or the question will come in the exam also. So we have to find out the distance between any 2 points. What is the formula for that? How the formula is derived, I will explain you in this video. So please continue with this. So next topic is distance between any 2 points. Why I am telling you any 2 points? It may be a point is given to you and the point from the origin. The distance between these two you have to find out. So there is a particular method, or you can say a formula, which we have to show, and we have to find by the formula, using the formula only. So distance between any 2 points. What happens actually, a point is there, suppose you can take the 2 points in the first, second or any quadrant, and we have to find the distance of this point. Okay, so what we can do, we can take a point P in the first quadrant, and we know that the distance formula, so the distance between these 2 points, suppose the second point is Q, and whose coordinates you can take x2 comma y2, and the first one is x1 comma y1 for the P. We'll draw the perpendicular on the x-axis and we'll make this triangular figure, and this is our point R. So we can observe that the PQR is a right angle triangle. Right. Now guys, we are finding the distance formula. So we can see here this distance from the origin, or sorry, the distance from y-axis to this point is x2, and this between P to the y-axis is x1. You can see the screen that x1 and the P and R, the distance between P and R, so the x2 minus x1, this is the distance between the P and R, right? Similarly, when we are talking about y-axis, so this Q and this point, or you can say the Q to x-axis, the total distance will be here y2, but before this R and the x-axis is y1 and q to x-axis is y2. So y2 minus y1, this will be the distance between q and r. So in this triangle we have the distance between the PR, or you can say the distance of the PR is x2 minus x1. The distance of QR is y2 minus y1. This is the length of the line segment, you can say, and we know that this is the right angle triangle PQR, and we are finding the basically the distance between the P and Q. So if you have observed, this R is 90-degree angle, as this is the right angle triangle, and we know that PQ will be your hypotenuse, PR is base, and QR is your perpendicular. So we can apply the Pythagoras theorem to find out the distance between the PQ, or you can simply the hypotenuse. How you will find out the generally hypotenuse in a right angle triangle? So we know that hypotenuse is equal to the square of the hypotenuse is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. This is the Pythagoras theorem, and you are familiar with this. So we are finding the PQ, right? So apply the Pythagoras theorem and get the values of this P and Q. Right, so I'm writing here by Pythagoras theorem we have right the h square, that is pq square, right? Pq is the hypotenuse, so we will write here pq square. So pq square, and remember guys, this always applied, this Pythagoras theorem always applies in a right angle triangle. So we will write it in triangle PQR. By Pythagoras theorem, PQ square is equal to PR square plus QR square. These are Pythagoras theorem. Now we know that PQ square we are finding, but PR square and RQ, and we have the value of this PR and RQ. So put the value of this is x2 minus x1 and PR square. So you will write here x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and we want the value of PQ, not PQ square. So PQ is there, so we can take the square root of both the sides. So PQ square will be PQ. So PQ is equal to under root of x square, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So similarly we can say the PQ is equal to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and this bracket or the box I have made in this PQ equals to this, it will be your distance formula. This is known as the distance formula, right? So if somebody is asking you what is the distance formula, distance formula is the distance between the 2 points, and we apply it for the finding the values or the distance between any 2 points. And what is that? The PQ is x2 minus x1 whole square in the under root plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This will be always in the square root, remember. So this is known as the distance formula. We'll have some examples also, and we'll solve this distance formula using that. Okay. One more thing that is very interesting guys, you are supposed to see here, since PQ is equal to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, but I can say you can write it like x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. You can write it y1 minus y2 whole square. There is no need to write always the x2 minus x1 whole square and y2 minus y1 whole square. You can write here guys x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square also. If you will apply this formula, both are same, because in both the cases you can see there is only the x1 and y1, x2 and y2, this is different, but the square is both the sides. Okay, so whenever you are getting the negative value or positive, you will get the same value. Minus 5 square is 5 only, and the plus 5 square is also minus 5 square is 25 and plus 5 square also 25. So you have the square there. So you can write here x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2, there is no problem. Guys, after this I just want to use, or I want to explain you how we can find out any distance between any 2 points. So let's have one example for this, and we'll use this formula to find out the distance between the P and Q or A, B, 2 points we will take it. So the question is that find the distance between a point, I am taking A as 3, 5, and the second point is B and whose coordinates are 2, minus 3. So basically there are 2 points and we have to find out the distance between the A and B, right? So let's start the solution. Before starting solution, I just want to tell you that always remember this A and B, you will just write down the x1 y1 and x2 y2 with this. Okay, so let A is a point whose coordinates are 3, 5. The second point is B whose coordinates are 2, minus 3, and we are joining this point, and between these 2 points we are finding the distance. So I am writing here x1 y1 is the first coordinate, x2 y2 is the coordinate of the second point. Okay, that is B. Now what you will do, you will have to put the values in the formula and get the answer. So just write it down by distance formula, right? So first of all you have to write the distance formula, don't put the direct value guys. So write down AB under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now your job is to that you have to put the value of this x1 y1 x2 y2 in the given formula. Under root x2 is 2 minus x1 is 3, so you will put here 2 minus 3 whole square, okay, plus minus 3 minus 5 whole square You can here 5 minus 3 also, that will become 5 plus 3. Okay, but it's fine. So 2 minus 3 is minus 1, that is minus 1 square, plus minus 3 and minus 5 will be minus 8 square. Under root minus 1 square is 1 plus minus 8 square will be 64. So similarly, when you are adding 1 plus 64, that is 65. So the distance between the point AB is 65. Guys, you can put the values if required. You can take the square root also. Otherwise, this is enough and this is fine for the values. Maybe the options in the objective type you will get it under root 65, or you cannot take the square root of the 65. Okay, you have to take the value in the decimal if required. Otherwise, under root 65 is okay for the answer. I hope so you understood the concept of the distance formula, how to use it. This will continue this topic in the next video also, because this is the one example of using the distance formula. So we'll continue in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye. Thank you.